A NASA rover on Mars, named Opportunity, was finally declared dead last week. It had been unresponsive for months. Scientists and engineers had sent increasingly desperate commands and are now giving up. The rover landed on Mars in 2004 and, by any measure, was a wild success. Every planetary mission is high risk, high reward. Some missions will not work. Some will work. If things are managed well, the balance is in our favor. Opportunity was absolutely high reward. The Opportunity rover was one piece of all the NASA Mars missions. The broad goal for these missions is to look for evidence of life. One major step toward that goal is to find evidence of water now or in the past. Just a tangent here. This goal of investigating life is absolutely one that is chosen because astronomers think everyone else cares about life. I know one or two admittedly cranky astronomers who think that life outside of Earth is not a particularly interesting scientific question. There are other choices we could make. We haven't sent many missions to Venus, in part because there is little chance for life in its hostile environment. Some scientists, however, argue that we should be sending missions to Venus because that planet is quite similar to Earth in size, but dramatically hotter. The high temperature is caused by vastly more carbon dioxide in Venus's atmosphere than Earth's atmosphere. The scientific argument is that understanding how Venus became hot may help us understand climate change on Earth. But back to the Opportunity rover. The primary mission was to last 90 days. The whole mission ended up surviving about 5,000 days. That is a pretty big difference. Opportunity has helped us develop a picture of Mars in the past. Mars is a little farther from the Sun than Earth, but still close enough, and warm enough, to potentially have liquid water. There is not significantly liquid water now. In the past, however, Mars was quite different. Astronomers knew that as potentially true before Opportunity. Now we know it definitely is true. The landing spot of Opportunity was called Eagle Crater. Among the first discoveries at the landing spot were minerals that form in water. Because Opportunity found the minerals, there had almost certainly been water at the landing spot in the past. There is a difference, however, between puddles, ponds, lakes and oceans. There is also a difference between vinegar, which is mostly water, and drinking water. The evidence at the landing spot was more like vinegar, probably too acidic to support life. A key difficulty of the mission was that the water history could be radically different, depending on the location. The mission scientists built two rovers and carefully chose two different landing spots. The broad goal was to study the landing spots, then drive to other spots. By sampling other spots, they would stand a better chance of finding a watery environment that could host life. 6 years into the mission and 26 miles from the original landing spot, Opportunity found gold. Not literally, but it found evidence of clay. Based on measuring various elements, scientists determined the water in the region was neutral, not acidic or the opposite, basic. It was more like drinking water and less like vinegar. Excellent. At the end of Opportunity's life, there were several mechanical failures. The killer was probably that the solar cells had become covered by dust, depriving the rover of power for too long. No one expected the machine to last forever, though. To last 15 years without a person to fix it by hand is impressive. High risk, high reward. Mr. Watson, of Fort Wayne, is a professor of physics at Manchester University. Opinions expressed are his own. He wrote this column for the Journal Gazette, where his columns normally appear the first and third Tuesday of each month.